everyone. I'm Grand Madam. Thanks for dropping by. And you caught me middle of clearing out my instruments, my cards, my stones. hmm Nice to have you in. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here for a while with me, glad to see you. Well, something has come up. Nothing that we haven't already known, but let's just say it's been announced publicly and globally, and now it's on. You know how things are allowed to happen until it becomes public, and then, oh no, we've got to do something about this. That's where we are now. Uh, the United Nations has made one hella announcement regarding the X Files. And Trisha McLaughlin resigns from the Department of, what is it? Homeland Security, Homeland Threats. So before we get into that, let's do our breathing because we're going to need it. Hello. Hi, Kamoyo, Ilana. Who is that? A newbie. Hello, Rhonda. How are you? L. Hi. Okay, let's prepare. We're going to do 3 seconds, 3 counts. Inhale through the nose to the count of 3. Hold to the count of 3. Release from the mouth to the count of 3. So let's get this done right now. And, I've got something to read to you. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Last time. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Now you can breathe normally for now. I don't want any hyperventilation as I go. But folks, I had to read this and then we'll get into the readings because I got some readings to do. Let me pull you a little bit closer, prop you up here on my knee so you can hear what I'm saying. All right. Are you ready? The United Nations Human Rights Council, there goes my neighbor, which is made up of 47 different countries, they call them states, has released a press release from February 16th this year. Now, I didn't copy the whole press release, but you can read it for yourself if you go to the UN's Human Rights Council. It's biggest day. The alleged acts documented in the X Files could amount to the same as the gravest crimes under international law. The reported conduct amount to sexual slavery, reproductive violence, forced pregnancies, enforced disappearance, torture, inhumane and degrading treatment, and femicide. This is coming from the Human Rights Council of the United Nations. Hi, Monica. Hey, Sassy. So grave is the scale, the nature, the system, what does that say? The systematic character and transnational reach of the atrocities against women and girls that a number of the many responsibly meet the legal threshold of crimes against humanity. How you like them apples? And they're not relying on our Department of Justice. They've got their own. This information has come from several different countries around the globe. And they're getting ready to make some moves. Okay. Who just popped in? Harlem Cat. Hey there, girl. So, my question is, What is the outcome now that this announcement has been made? And guess what? I didn't see it in the news. Where did I see it? Uh, YouTube, Jack Cocciarelli. I can't spell his last name right now, but he is affiliated with the Midas Network. Okay. And they have been on this whole thing with the X Files and the whole Poopy Pants and the whole crew, the Creep Squad, from day one. From day one. But now that this is out from the United Nations, they can't call that fake news. Let's see what the outcome may be. Yeah, this could really be a big deal because now it's other nations that are involved, and they will make some moves. They can make some moves. On top of that, Iran is really thinking about going head on with the United States naval fleet and winning. Remind me of that later on. See, they've got the tech too. They always had it. I suspected. I always felt they did. Okay, so what is the outcome now that the United Nations Human Rights Council, which is for representatives of 47 different states, they're not UN staffers, they are independent, and they come together to discuss human rights issues. Human Rights Council says they are United States of America. Well, no, it didn't call it United States. It says in the X Files. Excuse me. That those involved in the X Files have committed crimes against humanity. Hey, TT, how are you? And so here we go. What's the outcome? Now that it's out, now that word has been sent out, now that it has been announced by the United Nations Human Rights Council, what can we expect from the X-Files situation and the president? What can we expect to occur? After this, put these somewhere else. Okay. Whoa, look at here, look at here. It has hit the fan. This is the kind of stuff I was talking about when Saturn was going to move, Saturn and Neptune, each other, they were going to move into Aries. Aries is a warrior. Aries believes in swinging first. Aries does not go down without a fight. And when Aries fights, it tears up everything. And that's what we have right now. And then you top it off with a solar eclipse. Here it is, folks. And this is only Tuesday. Is this Tuesday? I'm a day ahead of myself. I've been like that for the last couple of weeks. This is Wednesday. Now I'm a day behind. Okay. Who is this? Give me a second. Hey.
Hey, Debbie, what you doing?
I'm online, babe. Can I call you later?
Call me back.
All right, bye. Or you can also turn me on.
Oh, okay. I'll put you on now.
Okay, bye. Family. They don't watch me. Neither do my best friends. But they're always calling me for something, but they won't watch me. I don't know. Whatever that is. Look at this. This is a worldwide shakeup. This shakeup is rippling right through the UN and the other nations. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. This was the world card. United Nations, the planet, rest of the world. The truth is out there. So even though they might be fickle about what X-Files get distributed here, the rest of the world's got their own. Can you imagine? They're moving right along. Okay. And they feel very strongly with their victory. They're going to try these crimes are considered crimes against humanity. And it looks like the other members of the world are going to take charge and handle them their way. And they're not playing. They don't care who is involved. They're going to make them pay. They're going to make them pay. Secret. Here's the high priestess holding the secrets. This is in the present form. These secrets are eking out like nobody's business right now. Look at this. Folks are up there trying to negotiate, trying to make offers. Secrets are coming out. You're not going to be, they're not going to be kept quiet. Okay, and here's this money woman again. Now, I'm not sure who she is. Queen of Pentacles. She can also be a principal. And the principal is making money, domestic money. We'll see. We'll see who she is. It's also some... the cat was making a strange noise. She also represents the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. That energy. So we'll see. Major concern is, okay, here the ballots. This is the page of Pentacles. And when I see this, I'm thinking in terms of ballots and money, but this case, ballots. Look at the conflict. Votes. Okay. Votes and conflict. That's the 5 of Wands. Oh, and look at the, okay, this is the announcement, the 8 of Wands. This is the announcement that came via social media because I saw it on, oh God, Adam, was it Adam or was it Jack? I watched both of them today. Maybe it was Adam Mockler. Midas Touch affiliates, the young guys. I saw them. And then I went to the United Nations Human Rights Council and boom, there it was in black and white. And I'm like, crimes against humanity. Thank you, God. Somebody got us. Came up with it. And there's an impasse. Look at here. Some kind of legal impasse. Attempts at recovery for whom are to be made. Oh, the women. The women. Let me put it this way. Okay, here are the survivors. They're going to try to make Fearless Leader pay for this stuff some kind of way. I don't know how, but the Queen of Pentacles are the survivors. That's who she is. Okay. And the thing is, they just keep, I mean, they have their own issues. Each country has their own issues with X-Files. They have their own. But they are definitely coming for poopy pants. You hear me? They are coming. And look, now their whole alliances have been challenged. These are countries. These are not just regular folk. Regarding the feminine, the women and children. So these countries, that's terrible. I'm thinking, yeah, it is the assault on the feminine. This is the Empress, the assault on the feminine. That's exactly what it has been. Ooh, this was upside down. This is the right side up. We have the Knight of Swords, the aggressive one spoiling for a fight. Reverse it. You got a real chump here that's going to back down. So basically, the United States is not going to say a thing. Now we have the Page of Wands reversed. Not going to say a word. Bottom of the deck, we have the Moon trying to cover it up, put it on the back burner, put it so far down that nobody can see the videos, hide it. How do you hide the United Nations? Well, let's see what we see on corporate media. The Moon. Also, this is going to show the fabrications and how they thought they were They're going to put out some fabrications that are going to cause confusion, that it's going to satisfy a fearless leader, but it's not going to satisfy the people, because it basically it's going to show the instability in the United States. That's what it's showing now. And look at the, yeah, boy, look at the big wheels involved now. Look, they're trying to protect themselves. 3 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. The big 3, the oligarchs, whoever the big 3 are fighting for their lives because the authorities are coming for them. Okay? Now they've got world authorities coming from. There's nowhere to run unless they have a little island that is nondescript, not on the map somewhere. But there's always some person who knows about that little spot, because that's where they go to hide out. And they'll probably tell where they are. But oh, look at this. Look at this. Things are going to be happening quickly, fast. I have the Chariot, the Fool, and the 10 of Wands reversed. Moving right along, moving fast, trying to get some new momentum, but they're stuck. Things have fallen apart. The stress has blown them away. What the heck? Somebody dropped something. They're always constructing around here. This will be a beautiful place again one day. 10 of Wands released. I think the stress is going to be taken off of some people once we see the decisions that are going to be made behind these crimes against humanity. We have the Magician trying to come up with different tales regarding the children, the young ones, trying to influence decisions. When I say influence decisions and manipulating them, I'm talking about subtle phrases such as 14-year-old girls are women, 14-year-olds as women. I think if I hear that in person, I'm going to lose it on someone. I had that conversation about years ago, when someone was close to me, male. And I said, he mentioned something like 14-year-old girls. I said, I don't care what they've done. They still have the mind of a child. They are not 14-year-old women because they're out there sexually active. They are still 14-year-olds. And they think like 14-year-olds. Ladies and gentlemen, all in between, whenever you hear a conversation like that, I guarantee the one who talks about the 14-year-old grown-up or the 12-year-old grown-up or the 13-year-old grown-up or the 12-year-old grown-up, that's a pedophile. That's exactly what happened to me. I said, but I didn't find that out until years later down the road. I had no idea. None. And I was with that person. I mean, we talked every damn day for years, and I did not know. I mean, have some fun. 4 years. That was my ace boon coon. My heart. Only to find that he caught up in some what? The first sign of trouble was that he lost his job in education at schools. And my closest friend, I said, what the hell is this all about? She said, Carol, he fits the profile. I said, the profile of what? Well, she said, he fits the profile, Carol. And she wouldn't say anymore because she knew who we were talking about. He was as close to me as she was to me in the group, you know? And yeah, that's a pedo talk. That's pedo talk, okay? Who's this? Okay. I'm going to have to catch y'all. I'll have to get back. I'll have to get in there later. Oh, Charlotte's here? Yep, Charlotte's here. Hey, Charlotte. Okay. Now let's get back to okay. Now we're talking about the United Nations. What about the United Nations? Bondi Blondie looks to me like there's a meeting of the minds. She cannot, I don't think she can do anything with him against the United Nations. But they're having a meeting right now. They're researching it, and they're going to try to find out what can be done. Whatever is going to be done is going to have to be done at the United Nations. And I do not know what qualifies you to represent a statesperson to the United Nations when you have been accused of creating crimes against humanity. Okay. Yeah, that's top on the docket somewhere. This is the UN docket. I'm looking at all three cards at the same time. The top of the pinnacle is the star. Then there's justice. Then there's the agency of justice coming after the star. You know it's our Supreme Court. It's the UN. Damn. You know you've messed up. Anytime the UN comes down on you, you have messed completely up. How long has this been going on? Is the question. Look here. Somebody right now is trying to reassess their legal standing. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. And the queen, their legal standing with the UN. People are pulling out. Business contracts are being canceled. New alliances are being changed, modified, however. And there seems to be a worldwide issue among the merchants and the big business owners when it's coming to that. Yeah, they want to get the hell away from that. Now everybody wants to distance themselves. It's too late for that. It's much too late for that. Oh. Well, I'll put it to you this way. The syndicate that they had is dead. But it took the foreign powers to kill it. We have the cult itself, we have the Hierophant, we have the Ten of Swords, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. These people were riding high at one time. They're not riding high anymore. And this is bringing, but look what this is bringing about. This is bringing about a lot of confusion. Excuse me. From established, corporations, conglomerations, bigger than corporations, and families. And we're talking about, well, of course, the royal families. You see the devil? Seven of Cups is confusion. 10 of Cups are the families, the conglomerations, and the exposing of the devil activities, the dark web, black market, that kind of thing. Exposed. It's interesting because to me it looks like one seed was planted that killed it all, transformed it all. That is in the process of transforming it all. Now for us, it basically looks like things haven't changed at all. We win some, we lose some. We can pretty much still see where the money's going and who it's coming from, fearless leader. But it looks as though, look at this. Assets have been frozen. Fearless leader is scared to death, and so are the rest of the oligarchs. They are at a heightened sense of anxiety because their money is getting shut off. And not only that, it's like, they're becoming isolated. I don't know if, oh, well, yeah. Is the word isolated? Well, they're standing alone. They're standing alone because of their perspective. The whole world is against them now. They think they're crazy. They think there's some remnant that's been left behind, like some type of Claymore bomb that they forgot to dig up that has just exploded. Nobody is on their side. But do you think, oh, here comes, oh, yeah. Here comes Lauren. Say what? Do this. I can't. It's locked. It's locked. Unlocked. I said, Lauren, I'm right here. I can't move right about now. Lauren, good God, good gracious. I'm right here. I can't move. Do the, yeah, do the thing. Yeah. Let yourself in. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, I'm online. Okay, where was I?
You recording?
Yeah, no, I'm live. I'm live.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Well, yeah, not quite. Okay, where was I? Oh. However, some people are going to try to keep the thing going. They're going to build up their strength. This is the strength card and the 8 of Pentacles. They're going to work on it. And it had, this is, I do believe this lady is a Rothschild. I'm not sure, but here's the Queen of Power, Queen of Wands. But in this case, oh, you know, she is definitely not going. But somebody's going to get thrown under the bus. Look at this. Look at this. Hi, Barbara. Good afternoon. Look at this, y'all. There's Charlotte. Somebody's getting thrown under the bus. She's going to throw one of her soldiers or her emperor under the bus. And it's interesting because it's going to be exposed. What's going to be exposed? Whatever it is they're still holding on to. This to me is reminding me of more votes. Ballots. This is something else. I'm picking up another story, y'all. We have the, to me, it looks like the whole sexual aspect of the syndicate of that operation has been disbanded or at least delayed. But this is the 3 of Swords broken up. There's been a lot of heartache in there. There's a lot of regret. This thing is still trying to operate. The trafficking is trying to continue to operate discreetly, quietly, even though there have been some regrets. Or are they regretting? They're regretting the silence or they're regretting the operation. Not sure, but I have the Ace of Wands here as trying something new. They're going to try something new. Oh, look at this. And of course, the White House, which reminds me of Trisha McLaughlin. The White House is trying to get to calmer ground, calmer waters here. And here we have fearless leader as a leader here. This is like, I get whatever his notice is going to be, whatever his announcement is going to be, he's going to try to calm his constituents because he's now part of something that is a crime against humanity. Can't blame that on the Democrats. And he's trying to prevent, they're abandoning him left and right, and he's trying to hold on. Very, very much disappointed. Didn't see that coming. He literally didn't see that coming. And neither did anyone else. But right now, now I have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Cups, and not the page, and the Eight of Cups. So let's just say somebody's going to go take another plane ride down to Florida and hide out at the golf course. Because right now, they very well may fear that they might just get snatched up by a foreign agency or a foreign country. Now they're not especially if Iran blows up the Navy with whatever its new tech is. I don't want that to happen either. Good God. But, Fearless Leader is shook, and so is his whole campaign, his whole crew. The Creep Squad is shaken up too now because they can't come out and talk about that being fake news and nobody pay it any mind. No, now the entire world is on red alert. You thought they were on red alert with those tariffs? I'm sorry. Now it's like if you step outside that country, if you step outside the United States of America, Maduro won't have any more worries about you, and neither will anybody else, because we're waiting for you now. So that's going to cut off an escape route. Allegedly. This is all for entertainment. Yeah, but that press release is real. Okay. This is all. I wonder if any of this. Where's my down here? Hold on a second. If any of this has anything to do with Tricia McLaughlin resigning. Okay, let's ask. Does the United Nations Human Rights Council have any influence or have anything to do with Tricia McLaughlin's resignation? Tricia McLaughlin. Ooh, look at this. Yeah, it's time to go. They ain't gone. Yes. Now, check this out. Tricia McLaughlin is the spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security. I didn't know anything about her. But I did read weeks ago about how her husband's corporation got $20 million from Kristi Noem. Let me leave this out. And I'm like, that's going to come out eventually. But it's coming out now. And I see why. So these folks, this is why these folks are jumping ship as quickly as they are. And that's because they seriously don't. Going to jail in the United States would be one thing for them because it would probably be federal prison, which is like probably Mar-a-Lago, or like resort. But if they get caught outside of this country or anywhere by foreign agents, God knows where they're going to jail because they're a part of something that is now being termed a crime against humanity. Well, that just answered that. I just answered that question. Okay, now some of y'all give me some questions here. I just answered. I was going to do a whole reading on that, but that just answered the question. That's why they're leaving. This is why they're jumping ship. And they're not even waiting. I keep looking out my door because I have my door open. And whenever I hear a sound, I look. But that's from the folks down to the next block. But I still look anyway. Clear. Okay. What questions might you have right now that I can answer? Or I can use my nose itches, the pendulum for. I'm going to take it up to the top. I hope these people get out of here before we get into something that we'll all have to pay for. Yeah, truly. Yeah, well, Hey, Alex, I didn't see you down there. Okay. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hello, Elena, Monica, Rhonda. Oh, sure. I'm sure I talked to my Camello this morning. And Sassy, Harlem Cat, TT. Charlotte, yes. Okay. Okay, I think I got everybody. Okay, now let me go up here and see if I have any questions. Yeah, it's a big deal when the United Nations get involved. And that's probably the reason. Oh, hi, darling. Dolphin. That's probably why they're trying to move out of here, too. They're going to Kenya, the headquarters of the United Nations. So last I heard of the move. Hi, Sheila K. Didn't see you over there. Yeah, the incinerators with the detention centers. How about that? Hell no. Oh, yes, it's true. I would, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But here, what they keep forgetting is that the locals are not going to allow it. They're not going to allow it. See, the way the system, this is, there is an international building code. All folks, I say, in the Western world must follow. It is the law. Nothing is taken from that law. Nothing is going to be misinterpreted by that law. It is written in whatever language you need to read it in and whatever country you are a part of it in. When they say that this action or this structure is violating this law or it's not zoned for whatever it is out there, that structure comes down piece by piece. If they get caught putting up an incinerator at some detention center in somebody else's backyard, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a major big deal. First of all, I can't even see them walking in and trying something like that since they got so exposed with just trying to lease or rent one down here. Uh, the only way they could get that done would be if they had the approval or the permissions of the locals, the local council, the local sheriff, the local police. But that still very well may be a violation in the International Building Code somewhere. And that's where it's going to stop unless they start greasing palms again and making big promises. But mm, there's always the state. I don't know how they would do it, but they will be caught. They will be busted. Um, if they ever find any bodies in there, somebody's going to jail. And I don't think they care whoever it is. It's whoever is right there they catch at that time and whoever is affiliated with whom. Mm-hmm. They just busted the X Files, the X's Zorro Ranch out there, which is now owned by a cabinet member, with I don't know how many tons of sulfuric acid. I'm like, what the hell are you? What do you have down there that needs all that scrubbing? How many batteries on your trucks do you have that need all that? No, that's industrial level. And what is the industry other than trafficking and dumping bodies, allegedly dropping bodies? And you still can find out who they are, even if there's nothing left but the skeleton. Take the marrow out the bone, run that through somebody's DNA software system. They can still find out who it is. Yeah, and I think they already have. Uh, Harlem Cat, the question, what could happen with this as the United States is no longer a signatory of the ICC? I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. You're a crime against hold on, let me ask. You know who I'd like to ask my AI? And I'm afraid to come out of it now. Let's see. Let's ask. Mm-hmm. Can the ICC punish let's see. This is from US News. The complicated relationship between the US and the ICC explained. Since its formation, the United States' approach to International Criminal Court has fluctuated from occasional cooperation to outright hostility. Bipartisan outrage is growing in the US after arrest. God, damn phone. Hold on, I'm sorry. Come on, come on, come on. Bipartisan outrage. Are you gonna let me read this? Is after the arrest warrants for Benjamin Netanyahu and top Israeli officers were filed. Well, now they're gonna have another one. Oh, come on, scroll. Advertisements. Gosh. Okay. Stemming from the Israel-Hamas war, prosecutor Karim Khan filed applications for warrants against Netanyahu and some other people. I want to know, the decision has earned near total condemnation. Yeah, but what? I'm trying to find out. Okay. Okay, this is a little too much information, and that does not answer the question. The question is, can the U.S. prosecute? Can the ICC prosecute Trump? That's what we want to know. Can or will? Oh, this has been going on for a while. I didn't know this. Mm-hmm. Trump goes to war with ICC to shield himself from prosecution. That was in December. The U.S. government is threatening new sanctions in the International Criminal Court unless it changes its founding document to guarantee that it won't prosecute Trump. That means, yes, it can. Ooh, okay. Mm. How do you sanction a court? Okay. Yes, it can. They're long-winded here, but yes, it really, really can. And that in itself is saying something. So yeah, that would be. It's what could happen if he says if he steps foot outside the U.S. He can get snatched up, and they always do. That's how they catch him. They always think that they're superior and they're smarter than the average. Uh, there, UN soldier, whoever that in law enforcement there. Speaking of crimes against, oh yeah. We talked about that. Coming on down here. hmm Yeah, it gave me a jolt too, Sassy. I'm like, oh, no, they won't. And if one is burned, if they set up one in your neighborhood, make sure it doesn't get off the ground. hmm Not only that, Dolphin, yeah, those his accounts they froze his accounts a couple of weeks ago up in New York, and then that's when they were evicting people from the Trump Tower. And what else was going on? Oh, I can't remember right about now, but I do remember that. Yeah, I've heard. Uh, I've heard Sheila K. I've heard a couple of off of YouTube rumors and TikTok about. Yeah, that's not the only person buried in the golf course, but I don't know. That's rumor. Excuse me. Yeah, they give you the heebie-jeebies. This whole thing. That's why I'm doing the grounding thing with the bells every morning, every time I come on here. Rather, yes. Hello, Gloria. How are you? I hit the wrong button that time. Okay. hmm Hey, Alex. Yep, we got to get, and not only the creep squad in the cabinet, but then we're going to have to weed out who's left behind, because we don't necessarily know who they are, but they are still functioning at doing what they do. Uh, they're looking like now American justice, not as long as they're in office. Okay, he is as the grand poopy pants is in office now. But when he leaves, but they're doing some. I don't know who that is. I don't think it's the DOJ. Somebody's trying to get into Kirshner now. I mean, he's just ending up on newsreels, but somebody's doing something there. They're being watched and observed and investigated by someone. I guess so. Yeah. They make movies about. Oh, Sheila K is talking about. I just saw on Instagram that some of the emails state that these folks were hunting black people. Hell yeah. That's what you have all these hunting movies about. Remember those? That's what Get Out was about. Um, I'm sure. And where they get the people right off the streets, the homeless, especially. Especially. Hi, Kristen. I haven't seen you in a minute. I don't think so. Are we going, Kristen asks, are we going to war in Iran? Let me explain something. There is war, and there is battle, and then there's that skirmish. Iran has shown the US Navy that it has something it doesn't have, and that they're willing to use it against them. They've got drones that cannot be detected, or I don't know how they missed it, that they can land on those destroyers and those carriers out there, U.S. naval carriers. That is a problem because they don't know, the United States Navy does not know what else Iran has in its toolbox to blow them out of the water. And that is a problem. That's why we are going to have the skirmish. That is why Iran is going to call up Fearless Leader and says, look, Wednesday, our time, I'm going to send you a little something. So if you don't want any casualties, I suggest you get your people out of there. Click. And then they send them something on, boom. That's the way they're playing games over there. That's what they're doing. Instead of just sending something and blowing up everything. They don't want to do that. The world's too small for that. Not only that, it can go nuclear very quickly. Okay. And nobody wants that. Not even Iran, because they've got enough desert up there. You can always tell when a nuclear blast has occurred because once what was a grassy area is now desert with cracks in the sand. Yeah. Okay. What else is going on? Let's see. So no, we're not going to war with Iran, but I will suspect that there are going to be skirmishes. Where's the pendulum? Oh God, I put it down again. Is the United States of America, is Iran going to war with U.S.? No. No. Too much to lose. Mm-mm. What about Bambino? What about him? Good question. Usually when people haven't testified, it's either because they don't have any information that the prosecutor is looking for, or that his testimony will be delayed for whatever reason, or they don't think they don't think he's a strong witness. Vigino, I know he is. Yeah, I know who he meant. Let's ask to see if he will be pulled up to testify against Homeland Security and ICE. Well, Vigino, wait a minute. Bugino or Bovino? One was with ICE, the other's DOJ. He quit. And that's terrible. I forgot now. Bugino, I think, was with the DOJ. You mean DeGino, the podcaster, right? Alex, you mean the podcaster? Love you too, Kristen. You're welcome. Hey, T Standing Eagle, how are you? Down in Phoenix. Bugino. Okay, thanks, Alex. Is Bugino, Dan Bugino, podcaster, is he going to testify against the DOJ or, yes, look. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Okay. Just not right, just not today. But they're going to, yeah. And are they about, yeah, it would have to be. He had to have it on his desk, too. He'll probably testify against what Blondie did not do. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The man left for a reason. Excuse me. People bailing out like that, you know something's big. It's happened. It's just not in our news. Does Jack Smith have a copy? He's not supposed to have a copy, but he probably read them. Let's see. Does Jack Smith have a copy of the X-Files? You know, which one? No. He's not supposed to. You can't take that home. If you do, you go to jail. You don't even get a trial. Just go to jail. Les Wexner. Yeah. Hey, Linda. Let me pull out the other leg. Will Les Wexner be found guilty of working with Epstein? Will Lex Wexner be found guilty of working with the EpiPen Epstein? No. I was just a witness, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see any young girls. They were all look of age to me. You're talking about Bongino, Dan or Don? I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Delphin, he wasn't supposed to do that, period. But they got through that. They got around that. And I saw the red file. We're not even supposed to see the red file cover. Everybody saw it on the 6 o'clock news, 7 o'clock news, network news. Nope. Okay. I mean, when you're talking about a felon, anything goes, y'all. Anything goes. Any more questions for me? Well, I think this was part one. Remember, I was telling you it was going to be another earth-shaking week with something new about to be discovered. Well, yeah. The United Nations Human Rights Council has said these folks have committed crimes against humanity. Oh, your knees and your lower back? Hold on. Okay. Folks, can we just do this? Can we just close our eyes for a minute and put some orange light around T? Now, we don't have to see T standing eagle. We are just going to direct the energy to her knees, teeth, and lower back. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Imagine nice orange, warm energy around the knees and the lower back. Take all that orange you need because I'm getting a hot flash, girl. All right, take it. Take it. Okay. I hope that helps. Yes. I hope. Yeah. Okay. I hope that helps, babe. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And they want to stop dog adoptions. Well, damn. The Dems want to stop dog adoptions. Well, let's ask. As of today, as of this point right now, because politics and people change overnight. Will the dog adoption be stopped in New York City? Well, people, no. That's as of right now, today. Will Byron Donaldson win Florida? I don't do that kind of thing because it's too many variables and people lie and people cheat and people steal. And that's hard to track. Does Iran have a video? Yeah, they have it. Oh, you mean of we're talking about the X-Files or what? All that stuff. The Jared and the Junior. All of that stuff. Here's the problem with crypto. It's not regulated yet. So when you're buying it, you're taking a risk. Once it can be regulated by the government, then they can come and prosecute. But that's what I love doing that. That was my last job. Putting together a meeting for the commissioner regarding whether or not the state should regulate crypto and how it was going to. Oh, that was interesting. Unfortunately, I left before any decision was made. They didn't need me anymore. I retired anyway. That was like one of those part-time jobs, but I loved it. Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't pay any attention to. Well, no, you can't not pay attention to anybody who speaks because you just don't know what the truth is. So you take it with a grain of salt. Not the Dems, MAGA. Yeah. It's not their new year. They're eating. Yeah, no, they're eating cats and dogs. Okay. Hi, Carl. Welcome. When this is all over, that's a long time coming. The question commonly asked will be, what's the future looking like? Are we on track? No. We will have a reset, which is why I'm still here. To try to keep people grounded and centered. People like me, especially with the vibrational medicine that's going on right about now, sound healing, we are here to keep the people calm and grounded for what's to come next. Okay? We'll damn near have to start all over, a la 1929. But we're better off than that. We're better off than that. It's already, Sheila asked, how will the revolution of America come about? It's already coming about now. No, we can't. We can't. And that's what folks are going to have to decide what type of country they really are living in, what type of government they want. It's damn near, it is a reset. And they may have to rewrite the Constitution or amend or modify it in some kind of way. We don't know. See, we still don't know what damage has been done other than what is obvious. The damage to women is clear. That'd be beyond a shadow of a doubt. But what about the damage? Women and children got hit. The men got hit too because they got their heads filled with a lot of fantasy only to find out that shit is not sustainable and it doesn't work. So they have to, they're taking hits too. Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord, what the hell? Getting rid of the dogs. Take that with a grain of salt. Everybody needs your dog. Your dog is your protection. And the damage to in a country of immigrants. Somebody explain that. Explain that. And next time we need to be very aware of who and what we say we are as opposed to who we and what we are. Because now we know we're going to get called on it. So we're going to have to learn how to stand up for who we are or who we say we are. Make our places of religion responsible for representing us. Our politicians responsible for representing us. Hey, Nora, how are you? I can't think of a single New Yorker who will willingly get rid of their dog. They're starting some new propaganda. The Dems are taking your dogs. First was the Dems are taking your guns. Now that didn't work. Now it's the Dems are taking your dog. What? They're not eating them? Oh boy. What can I say? What can I say? I can say, okay, folks, it's time for me to wrap it up here. I hope you have a very pleasant day. And I will see you soon. Sooner if any other weirdness comes up. Okay? Much love and Goddess blessings.